Hello, dear audience. Welcome to our channel. As you know, we are discussing always about IELTS and different English courses. Today, I have very special guest, Mr. Mohsin, who is a member and expert trainer of IELTS and is a member of IELTS Exam Center. Today, I will ask few questions for him regarding IELTS and different courses as well. He will make everything super clear to all of you if you want to appear in IELTS exam. So, Mr. Mohsin, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you, Mr.?
Alhamdulillah, doing well.
Okay. So today I want to ask different questions regarding IELTS, as you are the expert trainer of IELTS exam and you are doing your best in Pakistan as well as in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So it's our honor to have an expert like you.
Thank you.
So if you allow me to ask question, can I?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. So, sir, the first question which most students are asking, question number one is, what is the IELTS exam and why is it important for students and professionals?
This is really very appreciate and this is a very interesting question. If I describe IELTS, the first day ask from the students that what IELTS stands for, and when they say IELTS stands for International English, when they say the word English and then language testing system, I directly emphasize on this target and the point that when you say it, it is English exam. So it is not the exam of any science or any other like skills, etc. Rather, your English ability has to be observed. Either that is in speaking or writing or in reading or in the another part listening. So within 4 sections, this exam only observe the student capability and ability, how much they can perform and how better they can do in English. The next question that you ask, like what can it help, how it can help us in professionalism or why it is so important. As we see, English is international language and no one can deny it. So in the whole world, either in KSA, even if they move to Japan, to China, to any country, they do need it, because if, for instance, I moved here, I do not know Arabic. If the students or people move here and they don't know the native language, so English capability exam can help them that they're the good communicator in international language at least.
Great. So you mean to say that it is generally accepted in all over the world for best communication?
Yeah, even in those countries where the English is not official language.
True. Thank you so much for making us aware about this thing. Question number second, a very general question. What are the 4 main sections of IELTS exam?
The first main section, mostly all common students know about that: listening, reading, writing, speaking. And in further categories, IELTS has the major 3 kinds.
Good.
If I would like to also mention that IELTS academic and general. Students also sometimes get confused here, and because they bring one thoughts in their mind when they go to and they move abroad, and that is like, besides study, will they be allowed to do work within IELTS academic exam if they will appear? So yes, in part-time they could. But for IELTS general students are those students, they will also appear in the 4 skills: listening, speaking, writing, reading, but they will not be allowed to study if they will appear only in IELTS general. And another kind, one last, that is IELTS UKVI, or you can consider it like IELTS spouse visa. If somebody's spouse is in any foreign country and the one sponsor his or her partner, so they can move for IELTS spouse visa exam where their ability in listening and speaking can be only observed.
Great. I hope so our audience are getting the main points from them. Question number 3, which I have categorized these whole questions. That's why I'm saying 1, 2, 3. How can students improve their listening and speaking skills for IELTS?
To be very honest, being my past 4 years experience and alliance member of Exam Center, and I train students for almost 30 plus countries from USA and other regions, native and non-native. Now, based on my experience for listening improvement, even if the level of the student is very weak, I recommend them for 2 weeks just listen BBC podcast or CNN. And to be very honest, in the IELTS, they do listen the British accent or American, and they 100% understand that once they are familiar with the accent and understanding of British BBC or CNN. For speaking improvement, the only and simple thing today, one student was saying me and was sharing his perception that I have a lot of vocab in my mind, but I can't bring when I talk to someone, especially to other non-native people, where I cannot communicate in any other language. So here the problem is only we do not say the words every day on our tip of tongue, and now the simple formula is to do practice. To do speak for 30 plus minutes.
Listening and speaking.
Yeah.
Okay. So another question, what are the most common mistakes candidates make in the IELTS test?
If we talk about speaking section, it doesn't based on that if the student is from IGCSE or A level or American curriculum or even native. Now I have a student from USA, and she has spent overall 15 years over there, but she's my IELTS student. And there one student was from Ireland, or another from Romania, some from different regions. Like there the official language is English, but still why they need to go for IELTS, like very intellectual background. Now at here the mistake actually students make, their English ability might be very perfect, like good knowledge of grammar, vocab. Here speaking demands something else. What it is that it doesn't demand you to only, for instance, if they're in speaking part 1, the question is, do you like music, do you like it doesn't mean like you should say yes I like, no I know. Now there was one student in online classes, I asked, do you like reading? Yes. Do you like music? No. Do you go for exercise? No.
Yes, no answer.
Yeah, so they need to explain a little, and use synonymized words to change the words of the examiner. Examiner said, do you think? You say, in my perception, according to me. So and if they are if they are above grammar and vocab, I'm talking about for 7+. And in other modules, in reading, if I say honestly, so in reading, students are away from reading. If they are in touch to reading, to be very honest, without techniques and methodologies, they can achieve 8.
By the way, reading is very boring. That's why they're running for. The last question: what are the best tips for getting a high band score in IELTS?
Only 2 words: consistency and dedication. Consistency in practice, to be persistent. If you fail, if you like. Now, one student 3 days ago joined me from Jeddah, and the first day she got 15 score in reading. The second day, yesterday night, she shared her result 19 score out of 40, and today she shared 27 score, that is equivalent to 6.5.
She's consistent.
Yeah, just in 3 days she improved from 4 to 6.5, and that is possible for any student.
So thank you so much, Mr. Mohsin.
It's an honor.
Yes, and being expert of IELTS trainer, you facilitated our audience as well. So I hope so the audience got the main point. If you have any other queries regarding IELTS, TOEFL or Duolingo, you can just put comment under this video and we will be in contact with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.